Welcome back, y'all. Front Porch, WBOK. I'm your host, Braylon Bryant Banks. It's just back on the ranch on the other side of the glass on the campus of State University. Y'all, got Brother Nyron with here because we are outside. We are back with our 520 Royal Street at the historic New Orleans, as we are wont to do, talking about all the other things that make this beautiful museum happen. It is free, so if about and you people is because they're gonna be closed. I think that are coming up. We're gonna let you know a little bit more about that if you're coming down here looking to visit the historic New Orleans collection. We're going to get the updated hours that they'll be utilizing during this carnival season and let you know exactly when you can come and visit and when you cannot. There you go. It was a great interview that we just had a few minutes ago with Jason Weiss, the chief curator here at the Historic Orleans Collection. This is his first time on the porch, man. We had time learning about what it takes to be a chief curator. Now that we've gone from that, we're going back to Eric.
Yeah.
Eric Seifert, our good friend, man, who is always welcome here on the porch. We always have a good time when he is here. He's a curator and historian here, our friend at the Historic New Orleans Collection. Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me back. Happy to be here chatting. Sorry to miss in studio day last month.
Oh,
So
dude.
glad to be back here.
Never thought I'd be thanking the sewage and water or something, but I got a shout out the sewage and water board last month who shut down the water here at the Historic New Orleans Collection, which forced a pivot. So we had to do the interview with Dodie Smith over at the studio in-house, and it turned out to be wonderful, wonderful event, man. So we want to thank her, sending out all our best as always, Dr. Tate. All the folks who have been Don Hubbard, all the folks who have taken time out, these historic figures, these iconic individuals who come out of their lives to come and sit with us here on the front porch to talk about the trail they blaze, and it is always such a good time, man. You still having fun, Eric?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I've had the pleasure and honor to hear Dodie Smith Simmons talking over times.
Yeah.
Always incredible to hear her tell the story in the exhibition, um, or some of the stories she tells is something special. So I'm glad she was able to come on and share. And like you said, it's Dr. Tate too.
Yes.
Sir
Yes.
Don Hubbard and Dr. Ronnie Moore and everybody. I'm glad that it's been a special thing to be able to come here.
Absolutely, man. To be able to sit and talk with and I mean that these icons, these folks who are history makers, and to hear the subtleties and the nuances and their recollections.
Yeah.
When Miss Doty was sharing a story about being chased by the mob, she left us for a minute because you could see in that moment she was back, that
She's
young
there.
girl, and running for her life through that mob, and that's the kind of thing that is humbling to be a part of, to have people like that who are still here, because it just goes to show you this is not ancient history. This is not
Yeah.
ancient history. These things are modern and just as modern as they were then. But it's always good to share that, man. So, did you get a chance to hear it? You did you hear
No,
about it?
haven't heard anything here about it. I was laid out with the flu. I was
Oh,
in.
feeling better?
Yeah, I'm
It hit
good
me
now.
too. I was out like
Oh,
two.
really?
I was out 3 days,
Yeah.
4 days, man.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
There's
It
a lot
hit
of
fast.
casualties.
House time. That's shouts out to our docs, man. Dr. Eric Griggs and Dr. Maud Derry. They always talk about when we talk about rest. The best thing you
Yeah.
can do, if can, is rest.
Yeah.
Because other than that, you're gonna get sicker longer.
Yeah,
You're gonna get
you
sicker longer.
gotta let your body take care of it. But so I missed it, but I hope we can talk to
Oh,
her again and ask.
I
Still
know
having
we
fun.
will.
It's amazing every time I get to have the opportunity to hear her or anybody tell their stories. It's
Yes.
special. So you take that for granted.
Now for you, man, you do this. And I know you've been working with this exhibit almost a decade now, man. A chance to interact with these folks. What what has that done for you, Eric? How has that changed your outlook on everything?
Oh well,
Because you've been
I mean, I
hand in
don't know.
hand in
Yeah,
history. You've been,
I mean, the first thing is to be able to meet everyone I've had the chance to meet, and I remember meeting them, most of them for the first time too. I remember, meeting Miss Doty after she gave a talk, and she was so friendly, and she just started talking to me, and I remember her telling me, she was 17 or 18, like, well, I need to make this change, and I might get hurt, I might die, but I'm going to do it. To every single person that I, career projects and work learned local history for, but also just remind you have done. It's a special thing, and it's always going to stay with me.
Because what you're saying is they're not fearless. They did. They was there, which is what makes it so real about the feelings. In their stories, they did it
anyway. And, and that's they're so vulnerable, but it's people is, and not afraid to say, yeah, I'm scared. I was, I was
scared for my life.
I was scared. I did it.
That's right.
Anyway, I think that kind of that is meaningful for people. Is to inspire young people, is to say, what, it's not. They're not. They take themselves off the pedestal. And they say, they come down and shake hands. And say, yeah, I was scared, but if you want to make change, you have to go after what you want, even if you are scared.
Even if you're scared.
And I think that's a real, and it's awesome the way that they're willing to. None of them are, and not anyone I've met. They all want to be remembered for the work that they did. Really, and that's part of the project we're trying to do. About them, and that's to continue. And yeah,
absolutely, man. I can see, because I know a year ago, and I know I've been changed just being in the presence, talking to these folks, and realizing that they were there. They were young people. I was trying to think of what I was doing at 17, 18 years old. What, just screwing up.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Yeah.
But to think that at that age, these young people at that time were actually out changing the world, man. At least trying to do their part to do so. And even today, you're right. That was the word I was going for. It's still inspiring to this day.
Yeah.
To this day. It's a wonderful thing, man. And it had to be. I'm kind of envious of you that has been doing this, man, for 10 years. But to see the culmination, to see it all come together, it's got to be some pride in there for you.
Oh, yeah. We're very proud of this project. Like I said, it's humbling to think that we've been able to do it, and to, have this up for a year, when there's moments, and we've talked about it before, you've seen it, with when someone like Dr. Tate or Miss Doty is here, when they're taking kids around, or Miss Doty will join hands and sing "We Shall Overcome," and it's so moving, and it's also special for us to think that we were able to create a space that would allow this special moment to happen. So, yeah, we're very proud.
We've seen a couple of them.
Yes.
Hanging out with you guys, man. When the kids come and they get a chance to meet, it just changes everything. It really, the whole vibe, their eyes open up. The big kids that are sitting here with us, Ms. Doty, Dr. Tate, they respond in that way. Let me tell you about it, and it's just so fun to see, man. So fun to be a part of that. But you still working, man. You're not just sitting on your laurels, man, doing the Trail There Blaze. You've got other exhibits, you've got other things going up, and I really want to talk about those 4 videos that you made, man. You're going to have things up on social media pretty soon.
Yeah.
Tell us what's going on with that.
So we just wanted to share some about some of the stories in the exhibition. some of the stories we haven't talked that really kind of show the importance of New Orleans history on the national civil rights movement.
Yes.
About the Canal Street boycotts, which happened here in the fall of 1960. We think of sit-ins in North Carolina start in February of that year. The Dryad Street boycott
That's right.
is in Easter, and then by the late summer, early fall, I think in September, groups including core members start sitting in McCrory's, Woolworths, and start picketing business on now.
That's right.
Last a couple of years, but one of the stories I tell has to do with those first sit-ins that happened at Woolworths and McCrory. A group of core members goes in and they sit on lunch counter, first at Woolworths, I believe, to try to in this I try to put this in context. We just Easter boycotts down on Dryad,
right,
and the city is trying to sit or in this whole over school desegregation, because in September a group of core goes down and they sit in lunch counter and eventually he says, "What are people now arrested?" That's not constitutional. So we see. Well, a couple months later, over outside of France, the question of who's boy.
That's
here. We're going to go back. They sit in again. McCrory's on Canal Street, and this time they're all arrested. Yes.
law.
Of it. He was one of the founders with Retha and Jerome Smith. And favorable in favor of
Lombard. Yes.
And it the court case is the Civil Rights Act, because it is clear, the federal government sees it is clear that civil rights are violated,
yes,
and they need to be protected. So it's one of these actions here in New Orleans that ends up having this larger impact on the national civil rights movement. And so we try to shine a little bit of a light on that moment.
And that's amazing, man, because that was one of the planks in the whole civil rights legislation. Louisiana. That whole idea that just like now, you cannot criminalize protest because you don't like what the people are protesting about.
Yeah,
that has been legislated at the biggest one, and that started right on Canal Street.
And McCrory. So
yes, indeed.
See something about that in the exhibit, and we've got some coming up talking about freedom rides and wants to have and a little bit more stories are people more.
We're going to get those links, and excuse me, I'm sorry. We're going to try to get those links embedded in chat. We're going that want to know children to know that that we celebrate, the things that a lot of them have their right here in New Orleans.
Yeah,
folks started looking for equality and equal treatment and this, and then it spread out all over the land.
It's national.
It becomes national.
So all
the way to the Supreme Court.
That's right.
All the
Supreme
way.
grade up to the federal government, and now it's incumbent on them to protect those rights.
That's right.
We should all remember that too.
That's right. That's right. Because you said it was. Now the other ones, the Freedom Rides, the March on New Orleans, which was modeled on the March on Washington,
That's right.
and that was for the same reason, for opportunity, for equality, but it actually had a big impact.
Yeah, so that happens here in again in the fall, but this time in 1963. So a little bit after the March on Washington, and the activists down here are saying, well, we need to do this here
Yes.
because there's still a lot that needs to be changed here, and there's still, this is 1963. It's 3 years after these sit-ins. It's 3 years after school desegregation, but there's still a lot of segregated spaces around town. There's still
So
not
many.
equal opportunity.
That's right.
There's still a lot of issues with voter registration, all kinds of
Yes.
problems, and including the city hall. The cafeteria remains
Remain
segregated
segregated at City Hall.
at City Hall. So, the seat of our public government here in the city.
Your tax dollars at work.
That's right. That's right. So they get a march together, and one of the really special things about this march is that a lot of people came together to put it. There are young people, core members, and then there are all kinds of faith organizations that come in, and they kind of go to every corner of the city, and everybody's got a role to play to bring in a different neighborhood. They send out buses, and so people come from all over for this march. It starts at was then Shaker Park, which is now A.L. Davis Park.
That's right.
And they start with a small group. And you got to come to the next session and hear Mr. Don Hubbard tell us. No, I won't do it justice, but he tells the story. Pick up the sign, and we start marching. And as they go from A.L. Davis Park to City Hall, people just keep joining the march and joining the march to where by the time they're at City Hall, some people marching.
Wow.
People get up, different leaders, hailing speeches, and it's this real galvanizing moment locally. And those are important, but there's still a lot of work to do. So to get together and say, "Oh, we got more that needs to happen," was really important. So we like to tell that story.
Oh yeah, that's a huge one, and that's right. Not a far walk from Washington and LaSalle, where Shakespeare Park at that time.
It's not that far. It's not that far.
No, it's not that. To pick up that many people from that area to get to City Hall, that was a clarion call.
Yeah.
Folks just came out of everywhere, 10,000, to make a difference about those rights and equality and everything else. What a story!
And those numbers, because when it's 100 people, because it's hard to ignore. I have an amazing photo of people walking down what is now Loyola, headed towards Seattle. Signs to see that turnout, that many people.
Is that one of the photos that's on display?
That's upstairs. You can see that.
Recognize we were talking earlier about maps. But the city, you're going to know exactly where they are. Again, this is an ancient history. This wasn't that long ago. So when you take a look at that photograph, you're going to recognize. You might even see Yankee House.
Yes, right.
Absolutely, man. But that is the good thing about this historic New Orleans collection and the trail they blaze, the opportunity for folks to come down here and learn about the real impact that New Orleanians, your nation, had on the national movement for civil rights. And it's free.
It's free.
It's free. And I cannot emphasize that enough. This wealth of information, you would take so much from it, but it doesn't cost anything. And when and Miss Doty kept saying that we don't want this to leave. She kept
Yeah.
find a way to keep it up. We gotta find a way. I know that like all good things must come. This is done. Who we got coming? Are we doing something with the American Revolution?
Yeah, so we're really excited. In March, we're opening a new downstairs in the same building
Okay.
at 520 Royal Street, Solution, and it's a interactive experience, and it tells the story of the revolution. Of course, we're celebrating 250 years.
Yes. Yes. Of America.
Of America.
Y'all younger than us. New Orleans is over 300.
Right.
So yeah, there you go. There you go.
So we tell this story, and there's a little bit about New Orleans and Louisiana's role in the American Revolution too, because that's often it's something we wanted to talk about as New Orleans and Louisianians. So
right.
you can come see that. That opens on March 20th.
March 20th. We're gonna talk a little bit more about
also free.
that.
So
and
come see that.
They don't charge extra because it's the American Revolution. You can come in for free. You can get the trail they blaze and the interactive exhibit about the American Revolution and Louisiana and New Orleans are that one as well. But don't go nowhere, y'all. We're talking to Eric Secret, the curator and historian here at the Historic New Orleans Collection. We've got to take this quick break. Y'all don't go nowhere. You're tuned into the front porch. WBOK. That's what New Orleans is talking about all day long. It's live at Historic New Collection, 520 Royal Street. See y'all on the other side of the break. And we
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News. New Orleans and live local late breaking news today at noon and 4 p.m.
Starting off a new work week, we are expected to be into the 70s all week and with fog in the mornings as highs between the lows to the mid 70s, and then we're expecting a midweek chance for rain on Wednesday, but then watching for this weekend as we potential storms for Saturday. Still working out the timing and details. For the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Late nights and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you the perfect way to top off your weekend with old and new school ballads. So sit back, relax, and let DJ Wick take you to the on WBOK and on the web at WBOK30.com.
Hi, I'm Imani Godin, founder of Godance. Godance is a nonprofit interdisciplinary dance program rooted in New Orleans, providing access to dance education and sustainable, wellness-centered art practices. Right now, you can be a part of this participating in the teaching programs, open, inclusive, community-centered, supporting artists, students, and creatives at every stage, and access, education, an opportunity for artists of all ages. Get involved, visit GoDance.org.
Transform your bathroom beautiful planet. Leader in bathroom renovation, a symbol of quality and for over 1 years. 18 months with no custom affordable. Here's how you're free. No obligation coverage comes to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. Free. Installers come little as day. 50% off. No, this special offer is only available 981-8177. That's 800-8177. Call 800-87 right now. The offer ends.
You're on the front porch with WBOK 12:30 a.m.
I can't protect everything.
Yeah. No, listen to slide stuff. They bring it live. We story on the Royal Street Blaze and everything else that they do. The not the good time. So yeah, many reasons. It is a wonderful time here in New Orleans. Store collection for an hour. Come on the 11th p.m. on the 12th at 2, on the 13th, the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. Going to be closed every day. And then Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, back open, normal hours, 9:30 to 4:30. So from 14th all the way through Fat Tuesday. Don't come knocking because ain't nobody home here at Store going. Eric, you good, man? You got 4 days off, man.
Yeah, 4 days off. Yeah, I mean, we got to have some fun too.
Oh, absolutely.
But we'll be back ready on
Ash
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, so everybody go have fun and come back next week.
Absolutely, man. You got people in town, man. You got.
Oh yeah, we got our regular visitors coming in that get in on Saturday. We'll do our go see the parades we see. So yeah, looking forward.
Absolutely, man, because it is carnival time, and the folks who work down here at 520 Ross Street in the middle of the quarter deserve some time off because it is kind of difficult to maneuver in around the French Quarter during carnival time if you're not just on your way to drink and carouse and parade. You're trying to get through it, be a little bit. You guys have that time, those hours again before the show, so you of when to come to Owner's Collection. Before we left, we're talking
about it. Yeah, revolution.
And we talked about the videos and that good stuff. That's what we talked about. Canal, when did the march on Canal Street and left from Shakespeare Park, but there was also a dry street walk.
Yeah, so Dryads, today's OC Hay, the first big during Easter shopping season, and a big open up for Black New Orleanians because this is a main shopping thoroughfare for Black New Orleanians. There aren't enough jobs there, so they have a lot of success, and, a couple of things that come out of this. So that kind of galvanizes that group.
Okay.
Then we see boycotts and riots and trainings and Saturday lunch counter. For everyone.
Yeah. In stores, but would let you try out. As we do shopping, try to try on a different hat or something like that. Well, you touch was your
Right.
The says we got to let you in, and they just stop going.
Yeah. So I go to Canal Street, but before you go, you need to eat.
That's right.
Go to the bathroom and can't try anything on because you're not going to be able to do any of those things when you get to this. So, they
Changes
yeah.
things that those type of down here at the trail they blaze oral histories and hear from the people who were part of it. If you have not heard the story on the front porch, we've been privileged to come down and here to the HNOC for hear the stories, get the right all uh, an effort to learn more about the role this house played in the shaping of right, not here, but across the nation.
What I say, like, dark art and whisper. We want people to go up, buttons, the activist experience and laugh and hoping that these photos from both sides. So people saying shop at this store. Up for 4 days.
And you know what's gonna happen down there.
Don't know what's going to happen, and so it's a very real challenges that people.
Yes.
Here's you got to, all right, who wants the next person take it over?
That's
You
right.
know?
That's
So,
right.
yeah, really amazing.
Absolutely. Eric Seaford, curing here at the historic memorial. My friend is so much.
Thanks for having me.
I'll take this quick historic New Orleans collection. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna see you on the other side of
New York City may be moving closer to a deal, but sides remain divided over pay raises for the 15,000 nurses who've been off since early January. Taylor said Health topped the weekend box office with $1 million in its second week. Solo Mio followed up second with over $7 million, while indie horror Iron Lung followed with $6 million. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on radio app.
Front Porch with WBO 12:30 a.m.
Only love can set us free. You need
Welcome back, y'all. It's the front porch, WBOK. I'm your host, Graylin Bryant, and that is Justin, back out of the glass on the campus of Xavier University. Of course, that's not from me. Y'all inside us. You're coming to you live over the air because we are out right back with our friends at Collection. We love to come, man, because we get so much information. We always get a great vibe watching the folks come in and out of the facility. Doesn't cost you anything, but there are some Mardi Gras hours that you need to know on the 11th at 3:30, on the 12:30, on the 13th at 1 o'clock, and then the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. Everything's closed. Nobody will be here at the historic New Orleans Collection over Colorado in the midst of it. And then on the 18th, Ash Wednesday, back on normal hours from 9:30 to 4. And just because it's Ash Wednesday, it's still Eric still rolling with us, man, and we appreciate you being here. We wanted to talk more about the Freedom Rides, man, because we had been talking about the boycotts, and I know that you've got the 4 videos, but one of them also speaks to the Freedom Rides.
Talk a little bit about the Freedom Rides in one of them, and I know for anyone who's listening last month, heard a little about his experience on a test ride up to Macomb, and that amazing story. And also, so there is a Freedom Ride that starts in Detroit and tries to get to New Orleans, and they don't make it because they're attacked
out.
Well, a lot of those riders end up coming to New Orleans and at Xavier University before they head back to where they started their experience. But shortly after that, there is a passage of a law that says that interstate but travel stations like bus stations have to be desegregated. They cannot be segregated. They have to serve everybody. These are interstate systems.
Federal system.
Exactly. So that law is passed, and so when you see groups like CORE, who's a leader in this in New Orleans, but other groups too, organizing what they would call test rides, which is part of the Freedom Rides. This is 1961, and they start taking buses from New Orleans, to places all across the South, into Mississippi, Jackson, arrested and
prison. It's a penitentiary just in Mississippi. If you know, in Louisiana,
that's right,
in Mississippi.
And trying to desegregate a bus terminal, says or the Minnesota to South. Back on the bus, go home. Sometimes to go to a place we talk about a little bit in the show about how meetings, trainings are held there, course meetings are end up held there, but also the SCLC is founded there.
It's founded at New
Valentine's
Baptist
Day.
Church.
It's almost
about
the
anniversary.
anniversary.
That's right. That's right.
I think it's about 70.
Yeah.
There, and then it goes to Atlanta.
That's right.
It's chartered, I guess.
But it founded the founder was right there at New Zion.
About New Orleans, important of it nationally. There you go.
There you go.
About the Freedom Rides. So, going back to Miss Doty, she went on a number of these rides, not just to Macomb. Went on a number of them. She often played the role of her job. She didn't have a cup of coffee. She went with the group, went terminal, and she was supposed to take notes.
That's right.
What happened? Well, she has those. She still has them. 5 years later.
Wow.
We're traveling version of Shirley Blake Library. I was monitoring the panel when she started. The rhinos started waving around, and I'd seen it. God, I can't believe she was kind enough to loan those to us for us to make reproductions of them. So those are on display, and she wrote when you can see what she told you from Bobby. You can see where she wrote that. See what she wrote on her other rides too. So if you want to read them and take out the script,
right.
It's a really special
item,
special thing she shared with us. Where it's not a photo. But this is from that moment.
Yes.
So we're really excited to have those on display. So we shared them.
That's amazing. That is amazing. That is somebody recording history is being made while they're in the middle. Yeah. That is amazing. an onion.
Yeah.
You know, you're pulling back layers, and the more you pull back, the more deeper it gets. But some great stories about courage, man, and those freedom rides went on to become, everybody said, people talk about it, it's synonymous with the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
But a lot of that started right.
It was the first ride that tried to get here. Well, when New Orleans, Alabama, they were in the group talking about to continue or not to bring people back to diversity stories, and then so again, um, not just like
Yes.
this happening here. This we'll talk about core. It doesn't had incredible impact.
For the core, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Young people, when I was telling them, their elders now, when they're telling you the story, 16, 17 years old at the time, the kids looking to change the world, but as a young
Well,
person,
and that's why they want to fire you.
yes,
Because they say,
did it.
but our role now is
We are now advised the wherewithal it takes to do what they physically can't do that. That takes a young guy on the bus back then, whatnot, to ride from 6 hours, 7 hours on ideal conditions, roadways, everything else, but they did it.
they did it. Yeah, and people
Foolishness.
sometimes you're to be less courageous.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, they were kids. I mean, there's so many great stories in the oral histories about coming together for meetings at New Design, but also meeting at Castle Family.
Yes, family home,
on
Chase.
school. Chase,
that's right.
Family home, plan these freedom rides. There's a great book for sale in the shop.
Yes.
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 Remember, and one of
Junior.
they worked together on this book, senior story, and bring out his trepidation in the freedom rides in their Castle family house,
That's right.
trying to plan all night.
Yeah.
And kind of peer pressure him.
Yes.
It's just taking so they I was make friends, impress a girl or whatever, but also make change.
And also make change. That's right.
And so, like, just hearing kind of all those things, I think hopefully down the door a little bit, or the wall that can stop people getting make change. So
I think it'd be very inspiring. People, whoever come down, history, not even know about where and what city is. And somebody live across the street.
one of the things about the
Good morning and happy Friday. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News, and here's a look at today's headlines. The New Orleans Police Department is investigating a deadly crash on I-10 westbound near the Little Woods exit. We're told it happened just before 11:30 p.m. There is no word on what caused that crash or how many people were involved. Then a former teacher at the Academy of the Sacred Hearts in New Orleans is waking up behind bars charged with sex between an educator and a student. 29-year-old Teddy Page will appear in court today to have her bond set. In a statement from the school, officials say as soon as they learned of the accusations, Page was escorted off campus and fired. They say they then notified the NOPD. All right, get ready for the first big weekend of parades. Revelers can enjoy their favorite crews rolling in New Orleans, Metairie, and on the North Shore. The crew of Porch rolls at 3 in the French Quarter today. Then it is the crew of Ocean hitting the Uptown Parade route around 5. They are followed by the crew of Cleopatra. And finally, a huge congratulations to number 9. Last night, Drew Brees was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityInvestments.com. Offscript Media has its eyes on the future of content. It's a vertically integrated and creator-powered media and commerce company that views itself as a one-stop shop for someone making content. Tatavio Samuels is CEO of Offscript. He says the company is focused on content creators in social.
Yeah, look, I think that social is the number one platform that matters. It's where all of the world's attention is. So often you're finding these people because they are popping or doing something really incredible in social. But when it comes to how can you help monetize them, how can you build them, do they have real proof points that they can create long-form content that can sustain attention? YouTube is that space.
Offscript is charting new territory, taking the more traditional idea of an A&R at a record label and updating it for the digital age. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make quoting easier so you can get back to building. Plus, at the Lowe's Pro Desk, you get access to thousands of building materials not sold in store. And when your order's ready, we'll deliver everything to the job site. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
Missed the show? Want to hear that guest everyone's talking about? WBOK is now streaming on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search WBOK Media, hit download, share with a friend, and don't forget to rate your favorite shows 5 stars. Because when our voices are heard, our impact grows.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
LifeCare provides valuable whole life insurance to cover final expenses such as medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance that's available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. The application process is quick and easy. You can even apply without having to undergo a medical examination. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral cost skyrocketing to $11,000 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple, affordable peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses that, if left unattended, will burden your family tremendously. Benefits include a guaranteed premium that will never increase, a guaranteed cash value, and a guaranteed death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call LifeCare at 800-571-9955. That's 800-571-9955. 800-571-9955.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the front porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back, y'all. It's the front porch, WBOK. I'm your host, Braylon Bryant Bank. And of course, back on the ranch on the other side of the glass on the campus of Xavier University, that's Justin. Sure that we get down in the airwaves and right across the table from me is, of course, super producer Nyron Sanders, making sure that all of the buttons are depressed and all of the levers are slid correctly. That's how we coming out to y'all because we are not at home, y'all. We outside. We're back with our friends at the historic New Orleans Collection, 520 Royal Street, smack dab in the middle of the quarter, right during carnival season. We are here right now because they're open right now. But going on through the rest of the week, when we get into the deep part of Mardi Gras, they will have augmented hours. On the 11th, closing at 3:30. On the 12th, closing at 2:30. And on the 13th, closing at 1 p.m. The 14th through the 17th, all doors will be closed. Back open again on Ash Wednesday, normal hours, 9:30 to 4:30. I don't know if the whole staff gonna be here because I'd be calling off on Ash Wednesday if I had to come back here. And I know I've been off for the past 4 days. But what you gonna do? Come down and see how they look. If you can work yourself out of bed, come down here to see the folks on Ash Wednesday. Had a couple of great interviews right now, and we are moving on to our next guest. Please help us to welcome the Membership and Annual Giving Associate, Catherine Gazelle. Hello, Catherine, and welcome to the front porch.
Hello, thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here. How you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Good. It's good to have you, darling. Now listen, here on the front porch, we always gonna talk about the stuff that is happening at the historic New Orleans collection and the role that you play in it, all that good stuff. But before we do, it might be about 3 people out there that don't know who you are. You understand? So take a few minutes and let folks know a little bit about Catherine Gazelle. Girl, who you are, where you from, who your people is.
So I'm from New Orleans,
Where you
born and
born? Where?
raised. I was born, lived uptown in Holly Grove
Oh yeah,
area when I was
17. Whoa.
born,
All right.
and then moved around a lot. But since I've been in college, since been mainly mid-city uptown area.
Right on.
So I live in Broadmoor now.
Okay.
With my family, a lovely location, and I've been here at HNOC just since last September.
Okay.
So I've learned just like you, learning all sorts of stuff
All
about
kind of stuff.
HNOC and the exhibits and the wonderful staff that we have here.
Yes, indeed. Well, how'd you want like Captain? I know when you was a little girl running around up there in Holly Grove, 17, I didn't know. You said one day I'm gonna grow up and be me associate at the historic New Orleans collection. Tell us about that journey. How did you get to here? How did you wind up at the historic New Orleans collection as the membership and annual giving associate?
So, like I said, I grew up here. I went to elementary school in Metairie. My family moved out to Jefferson Parish at some
Okay.
point when I was younger, and then went to Dominican
All
for
right.
high school.
All right. You crossed the street from me. I was at
Yep.
McMahon.
Oh, there we go. And then I went away for school for a couple years, but then came back and graduated from UNO.
Okay.
And then I spent some time working in banking. I worked at Hibernia Bank
All right.
before and a little bit after they merged with Capital One.
Okay.
And then I went on and worked at Second Harvest Bank
Oh,
for a
yeah,
while.
good
I
folks
was
up
there.
there.
Yep.
Good people up at
So I was
Second
there
Harvest.
for a long time. And then last fall, moved over here.
Okay. That's a New Orleans journey. I'm seeing the Hibernia cupola
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
So it's
They
all
still light it up.
it's still lighted up,
lit
and
up
it's
for
gonna
Mardi
be
Gras.
purple, green, and gold
Yep.
right now. Tonight, when you go down, look up, you'll see it.
Yep.
It's beautiful. A landmark here in the city.
You know, our lights on the research center of our charters are also lit up purple.
Oh
The
no, I didn't know
HNOC,
that.
so you could,
At the research center.
yeah. So on
Okay.
Charter Street, you can see purple. All the lights outside are lit up.
You gotta love it. Yeah, now, as a native, you've been doing this for a minute. You're still excited about Mardi Gras Carnival time?
Yes, we're a big Mardi Gras family.
Uh-huh.
I rode in Muses for a few
Okay.
years
All right.
and done a bunch of different things. My husband is Lazy Boys. I don't know if
Okay.
you've seen the guys that
Yes.
ride the
The
electronic
electronic
recliners.
lazy boy.
So, and being in Broadmoor, it's easy to walk up
Oh, yeah.
Napoleon, be right there.
And be right there, catch
Yep.
everything. Yes, indeed. Now, tell me, Catherine, what is your commitment here at the HNOC as the membership and annual giving association? What is it that you do on a Tuesday morning? And if I wasn't sitting here talking to you, what would you be doing? What's your day like?
So our office is over on Charter Street.
Oh, you're at the, yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
In the old K. Paul's building.
Yes.
In the old K. Paul's restaurant building, which is beautifully restored.
Yes.
And my job is really to take care of our members, help promote membership, help
Okay.
let people know what the benefits for them of being a member and how their support helps HNOC do everything that we're able to do here and out
For
in the
free.
community. Yes,
For free.
and for free.
And for free.
So,
That's, yeah.
yes.
Membership has its privileges, but you don't have to pay to come in. But you can do your part to make sure that you'll stay open by
Exactly.
becoming a member. And what's that about? How do you become a member, and why should I become a member of the Historic New Orleans Collection?
So it's really easy to become a member. You can either go online, hnoc.org, find out all the information there. You can give us a call. All our contact information there. So people join online, they call us, they get something in the mail, and they respond. So it's very easy to become a member. Our membership levels start at $45. So
That's annually?
annually.
Oh,
So there's a wide range of ways that people can support. We also offer, and this is fairly new, a monthly payment option
Oh,
for all
okay.
our membership
All
levels.
levels.
So depending either $45, $100, $250 and above, you can either just do it all at once for your annual, or you can opt to pay and have your payments spread out throughout the year, which is a convenient option for a lot of people.
Absolutely, it is.
And
Absolutely. And definitely worthwhile
Exactly. The main benefit, like you said, it's free to get into
to
the
get in the
museum every
museum.
day.
But to become a member, what are the
When you become
benefits
a
of becoming a
member
member?
at all membership levels, one of our really amazing benefits is we produce a quarterly magazine
Yes.
that's not only beautiful, but filled with lots of really wonderful information about current exhibits that are going on. So I know that y'all were just talking about Trail They Blaze.
Yes.
This most recent quarterly has a really wonderful kind of in-depth story about Trail They Blazed, talking about maybe some new things that are happening. So, our captive state book that launched
Oh, yes.
last fall.
Yes.
There's some, information about the book, upcoming events, a little deeper dive, give people a glimpse into what that project was all about. Um, this issue has a really wonderful story about Rose Nico, who is
Yes.
a coffee vendor.
That's right.
And so
Kala, Rose Nicole.
just really a lot of really great information. And so
Only
all of our
available to
members,
memberships, though.
our members get this in the mail.
Okay.
Usually a staff spotlight, so you can know a little bit more about some of the people that work here.
Yes.
And some, outlook into the community. So, and then also one of the other really wonderful, everybody, no matter what, starting at the $45 level and above, is not only can you come, everybody can come see the exhibits here for free, but we also offer some guided tours.
Yes.
And there's normally a charge for that, but they're free for members.
For members. Okay.
So, for
Okay.
example, the Trail They Blaze that y'all were just talking about, that exhibit, they have every day, Wednesday through Saturday at 10 a.m., a tour, a guided tour,
guided,
and
okay.
conversation with one of our interpreters, and that's free for members. And then also our French Quarter Galleries exhibit, which is kind of our evergreen exhibit about the history of life in the quarter.
Yes.
Those are on the weekends, Friday through Sunday at 11:30.
Those are the French Quarter Gallery tours. We go through that.
And again,
Okay.
those are free for members.
Yes. Yes.
So that's a really benefit.
Absolutely. Now, what is NARM?
So NARM, so starting at the $100 annual that you can pay pay that monthly. NARM is an organization called the North American Reciprocal Museum Association. And basically what it means is if you're a member at one of their institutions, you get membership benefits at their other institutions.
Oh, wow.
So if you join here at HNOC at the $100 level, like, so I have that membership. So if I'm going to Chicago to see a friend, I can go on the NARM site, look up all the museums in Chicago that are part of that,
That you are
and
now a
also
member
get
of.
complimentary admission to those museums.
Wow.
So there's not only other museums in New Orleans and the state, but in cities across
But it's
the
national.
country. It's national. It's
It's
about
national.
1,200 institutions across the country.
Wow.
So that's a really amazing
That is
benefit as
amazing.
well.
That is a reciprocity that is crazy, man. Because that's I mean, $100. What is that? Less than $10 a month. If you do the monthly thing, and then you get literally 1,200 memberships
So think about almost anywhere you went in the
in the
United States,
U.S.
any city, there'd be something there that you could go enjoy and experience.
And that's a part of the membership that you would get a benefit from joining the Historic New Orleans Collection right here in your own home. Man, that's not bad. And you also get some other discounts, though, when you're a member.
Yeah, I know we were talking during the break about the good food we have here at the cafe that Chef Dana does every day.
Y'all gonna learn more about Chef Dana coming up too, because yeah, you need to. Trust me.
So our members get a 10% discount both at the cafe, and then also we have a really wonderful gift shop here in the French Quarter. That features a lot of New Orleans items, our books that are published here at the Historic New Orleans Collection, as well as a lot of other great books and gifts. And our shop staff just does an amazing job curating
And
a really
also
amazing
right now,
collection.
you guys are King Cake Hub.
A little mini king cake hub, yes.
Several different king cake varieties are for sale right now inside the gift shop here at the Historic New Orleans Collection.
It's dangerous and convenient to have it so close by.
Very close. And if you walk past these glass doors, I don't know what chef is cooking back there, but the courtyard smells wonderful. And you can still smell some cinnamon from that whole truckload of king cakes that were brought in this morning. It was very hard to maintain as they were walking here because it just smells wonderful. But all that is a part of what you would get if you would come down here and visit the Historic New Orleans Collection or to become a member. Now, if folks wanted to become a member, Catherine, how would they do that?
So if you're computer savvy and like doing stuff online, you can go to hnoc.org.
Okay, there's a payment method. You can do all that online.
Do it all there. But you could also give us a call. And the number is 504 598 7172. But also, just like I said, on the or look up HNOC and dial the front desk, and they'll
dial the
connect
front
you
desk
to
and
us.
they'll put you in the right direction. It's easy to do, and I can guarantee you it is worthwhile because I feel like a member. We've been hanging out here so often. We come down once a month, man, and I can tell you, even if it was a field trip of sorts, it would not get old. Every month that we come here, we've been coming here once a month for a little over a year now, but we have never been bored, have never been put to the side. It's a very interesting place because every time you come, you learn something new.
Yes. So I know we've got some stuff coming up in next month. But I know y'all talked a little bit about the American Revolution.
Oh yeah,
Exhibit that's starting
downstairs in this building.
Yep.
I think it's interactive. It'll be going on. This is let me see, this young country that we live in. I think they're turning 250 or something. I'm a New Orleanian. We three and some change. You understand? We're older than America. We just like to remind the newcomers. We look great. Like Don Hubbard once said, "Thank God we don't look like we've been through." Right?
That's a good one. Yeah.
I tell you, I quote him all the time. But yes, that is a wonderful opportunity to come down here and see some of this great exhibitions that are here. The American Revolution is starting
20th. So on March 19th, we're going to have a preview day for members. For a lot of times when we open
another perk.
Yes.
Another
a lot of
perk.
times when we open an exhibition, we have kind of either like a preview reception or some sort of member reception a few nights before.
Yes.
But because the American Revolution exhibit is going to be timed admission based on so that people really the opportunity to go through and see the whole
okay.
exhibit. We're going to do on Thursday, the 19th, the day before it opens to the public.
Okay.
Will be reserved exclusively for members
For
to
members.
come.
Okay.
So they'll be able to sign up online for their time slot, and all day that day. It'll be a member-only benefit to have a preview of that exhibit.
How long, because it's the first time I've heard about the time tour. How long does it take for an average, to come through and go through the that voice that you're hearing, like way in the background? That's Amanda. We hold on. I'm about to get her a microphone because she is always so willing to give us this great information. But sometimes we have to amplify her voice.
I love being. Thank you. So this exhibition is from a French company called History, and this is actually the premiere. So when you ask exactly how long it's going to take for guests to go through, we're not really sure.
Okay.
But it should be between about 45 minutes to maybe 75 minutes. I think there's different types of museum goers, right? There's some people who come through and they want to read everything.
Yes.
There's some people who want to look at things and kind of pop around. What's really great about this exhibition is while it is chronological, you can move around.
You don't have to go in the same order.
You don't have to, but my brain would have me move through the American Revolution for sure. There's going to be 20 spots for, I believe Jason talked a little bit this morning about the histopad. And so really a great way for people, we call it a histopad. That's a big word. I didn't know what that was till we got here. But it's an iPad. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So think of it that way, or, your phone, where we've all used QR codes before, especially during the pandemic.
That's right. So
you're going to point your histopad, something beautiful on the wall, and then you're going to be able to kind of be submerged through this histopad to back into history. And so you'll be able to move it 300 years. So you'll be able to learn more information, hear from George Washington, hear from people who are specific. And there'll be 20 spots. So it's going to be really exciting, but I think time-wise, be building, building the plane while we're flying a little bit.
Yeah.
So patience is going to be wonderful, but a great way to see it is to come on the 19th as a member and help us out in that way.
There you go. There you go. Now that is some inside advice from somebody who knows, because if it's going on at the HNOC, Amanda knows.
Amanda knows.
Understand? She knows it all. So that is a great opportunity for you to both join the Historic New Orleans Collection as a member and get an immediate perk. As soon as you join, you'll be able to come down and see this American Revolution exhibit, and it's interactive. So it's got you can bring the kids, which will make it fun. If you think it's going to be just dusty and old, it won't. It'll be interactive. The kids will have more fun than you.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get you guys to join. We're going to find out more about how you can do that, get you all that information, because this is somewhere where you actually want to be. We're at the Historic New Orleans Collection, and we're talking with Catherine Gazelle. And of course, Amanda Friends is right here. We're making it happen. But we got to take this quick break, y'all, so don't go nowhere. We'll be back with more information live from the Historic New Orleans Collection. See y'all on the other side of the break. All right.
All right. That was good. That was painless. What you want to talk about? I feel like I talked about it. Did I go too fast?
I can't do this wrong.
Yeah.
It's repetition.
Even those aren't just specific membership.
That sounds great.
I have
read it right off the computer.
the 11th, and then LPOs.
So,
host of the Aaron T. Gavin Show, giving you so much filled with bold opinions, real conversations, and zero sugarcoating. We're going to be diving into the issues that matter: politics, pop culture, and all the above, unfiltered and unafraid. Catch the Aaron T. Gavin Show weeknights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Fridays, right here on WBOK, What New Orleans is talking about.
Kicks off their time with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
In plain view for all to see, during a peaceful protest in Minneapolis, Minnesota, they gunned down a helpless man in broad daylight and then attempted to tell us that we didn't see what we saw. In fact, we sure as hell did see Border Patrol police slam VA nurse Alex Preddy to the ground, gang up on him like a pack of wild rabid dogs, beat and shoot him to death after they disarmed him. Preddy, a U.S. citizen, was not a threat. Video recordings showed him only attempting to help an unidentified woman who was being thrown around by the Border Patrol goons like she was a rag doll. Preddy had been recording the incident with his cell phone. While Preddy lay dying, the Trump administration, without empathy or sensitivity regarding the tragedy and prior to an investigation, immediately began spreading a false narrative that Preddy approached the officers with a gun in his hand with intent to harm law enforcement. The video of the encounter clearly shows that Preddy was holding a phone, not a gun. The officers did find a gun in his waistband. It's not against the law to carry a concealed handgun in Minnesota if you have a license. There's no evidence that he ever reached for the weapon, which incidentally was already in police custody before they shot him. This was the second fatal shooting by immigration police, who 3 weeks earlier shot and killed 37-year-old Renee Good, also a U.S. citizen. She was shot inside her car as she tried to drive away from Border Patrol. The White House called the deadly shooting justifiable, alleging she attempted to run over the officers. The video tells a different story. Both have drawn widespread outrage, with citizens and lawmakers from both sides of the aisle calling for an investigation. The two shooters involved in the killing of the nurse have now been placed on leave. Gregory Boville, the man heading Border Patrol, has been removed from his position. The Nation of Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem. This crisis, ladies and gentlemen, is the dangerous situation faced by all of us at the hands of an anxious White House administration that would seemingly run a mile to tell a lie rather than just walk across the street to tell the truth. Well, I mean, 2 innocent people are dead. A nation grieves. Many of us are angry, even some Republicans. Maybe it's time to put a stop to this deadly foolishness perpetrated by thugs wearing masks, masquerading as law enforcement. This is Norman Robinson, off the top.
The National World War II Museum, located in the warehouse district of New Orleans. The National World War II Museum tells the story of a war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalwwmuseum.org for time tickets and safety information.
Saturday, February 14th, join WBOK for a special LCMC Health edition of Keeping You Well Cafe. Meet me, Kimber White Dupree, and Demian Saturday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. outside the University Medical Center. I'll be broadcasting live in front of the parade route, and a special team of medical professionals will be stopping by, ready to give you tips to keep you healthy this carnival season. Don't miss this special edition of LCMC Health, Keeping You Well Cafe, and WBOK Broadcasting live on Saturday, February 14th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. LCMC Health. Tomorrow starts here.
This is The Law and Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton. I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. If you had $1 million, would you leave it to an 18-year-old? Hopefully not, but that's exactly what can happen with a simple will. The money goes straight to your kids when they hit the legal age, no guardrails. A trust lets you control when and how they receive their inheritance. You can set ages, milestones, or even make sure they finish school first.
Give them security, not a spending spree.
This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-995-5016.
You're on the front porch with WBOK 1238.
He retired, and then the Donald Link people bought it. Yeah, and then Maggie Sales, That's a beautiful spot there, Maggie.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, y'all. It's the front porch, WBOK. I'm your host, Graylin Brian Banks. That is Justin back on the ranch on the other side of the glass, y'all. And of course, I got the super producer, Nyron Sanders, right here with me on the other side of the table because we are out at the historic New Orleans Collection, 520 Royal Street, with our good friends talking about all the great stuff that's going on here at HNOC that's coming up. Fluff and free stuff because it's always no admission to come in here. But according to our good friend Catherine Gazelle, she was telling us about a couple of events that are coming up that are not only free, but there's a scavenger hunt involved. So you could come, get in free, participate in the scavenger hunt, and walk away with something free after you got in free. And do I have that right, Catherine?
That's right. So we call it ce soir. It's kind of,
Ce soir.
think of it like a happy hour at
Okay.
HNOC that we do several times a year. The next one is coming up on March 11th. So it's from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
So the museum normally closes at 4:30, but several times a year we stay open late.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful down here in the evening.
Oh, yeah.
And all the exhibits will be open, so you'll be able to go see all the exhibits that are on view right now. But also, we usually have music, so we're gonna have a Cajun band that night.
All right.
It's called Nat and Cat, and actually, the cat in the Nat and Cat is one of our
Say that fast 3 times.
Nat and Cat. And then
The
we're gonna have
cat in
somebody
Nat and Cat.
doing some Cajun dance lessons along with that. And like
Okay.
you said, there's a scavenger hunt that's going to be going on. I don't know a whole lot of details about that, but I think it's going to be fun.
Of course, it's going to be fun. So, one of our exhibitions is called A Vanishing Bounty. It's about Louisiana coastline, the people, and the water, and the air.
Yes.
And so there'll be a scavenger hunt that is good for kids, families, but also adults as well.
That's right.
And if
Big
you
kids.
participate in it, you can win a prize from the shop. So it'll be a lot of fun. It kind of exhibition,
Yes.
and there's a lot of a alligator upstairs in that exhibition. You can touch a nutria skin up there. There are a few games as well, so it's a lot of fun.
There you go. See that? And you could come, and if you participate, you get a prize. Now,
So that's
how
Wednesday,
you
March
gonna beat
11th.
that? Free to get in, free to have fun, and if you have fun, you get a prize
Yep.
for free.
You gotta have fun.
Wednesday, March 11th,
That's
4:30 to 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
And
more stuff.
Yep, free to have fun. Come down to the collection. The cafe at the collection is offering free light bites and a free cocktail for everybody who comes through. So,
If I leave and change my hat, can I come back like twice?
I mean, you know people.
I do
So
know
I could probably help you out.
All right. Well, that'll work then. And that's coming up on Wednesday, March 11th. So come on down, man. Ce soir, which is also a line from Lady Marmalade. Voulez-vous coucher avec
Yes.
moi ce soir? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other event we wanted to talk about that's coming up in March is we're one of the presenters of it, but it's actually at St. Louis Cathedral.
Okay.
So right down the street from us. And it's a concert free to attend.
Okay.
To the public. In partnership, it's with the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra.
LPO.
The LPO, which, Grammy Award winning, our local
Absolutely.
orchestra that we're, so proud of. And the concert's called Echoes of Innovation, and it's part of a series called Musical Louisiana that we've done for several years. That's on Wednesday, March 4th at 7:30 at the Cathedral. And again, it's free to the public. We partnered also this year with Alvin Jackson of Tremaine's Petite Jazz Museum.
Shout out to my member, Al
Yeah.
Jackson.
So it's going to include the LPO, Opera Creole, a really just like beautiful evening of music in the French Quarter.
Free.
This one's free as well. We also have some amazing other musicians who are going to be participating, including Doreen Ketchens, Opera Creole, and a few others for sure. And people can get information on hnoc.org. We're also offering a pre-concert talk with Alvin Jackson. So if people are interested in hearing from his and we've got third. Right, they want to get there so you can get a seat, but actually stand in the back. And because of the way that it's built, the St. Louis Cathedral, there's really no bad seat.
There are no bad
There
seats.
are no bad seats. And so that's pretty incredible. The pre-concert talk is also free, but we do need you to register for that part of it. And that actually is going to include, and then our family historian, Jari Honore, who we've chatted with before.
That's right. Right
And
here
doors,
on the front porch.
and doors there are going to open at 5:30. And as that pre-conference, talk goes on, there'll be plenty enough time for you to walk down a few blocks to the cathedral.
They're up around 6:45. Give people to walk. It's only like 3 or 4 blocks down to the cathedral. Doors open at 7, and the concert's at 7:30.
At 7:30, once again free. And just if you have not been inside the cathedral to hear the choir to sing because of the acoustics, imagine the entire Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra inside that same room. So this is going to be, and this is the 18th?
This is the 18th year.
The 18th annual concert that is going to be going on. So if you want something different, if you've never seen it and want to be blown away, come on out. That is going to be a great show. All this information is available at hnoc.org. All the dates, all the stuff that you need to be a wondrous person here at the historic New Orleans collection, like we are, because we enjoy this every
rest
time
up
we
for
come.
a couple weeks after Mardi Gras and hear some good music.
You can't beat that, man. That sounds like a plan. That's Catherine Gazelle, the Membership and Annual Giving Associate. Of course, the wonderful, mellifluous dulcet tones in the voice of Amanda Friends, the communication strategist here. We want to thank Jason Weiss and Eric Seifert for stopping through and talking to us. And we also want to thank you guys for giving us 3 hours out of your lives that you'll never get back. And we certainly hope we've given you a little bit of something in return for the investment of your time. I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks, for Nyron Sanders and Justin back on the branch. Yo, practice random acts of kindness. Do something nice. Nice thing to do. Take it on the flip. And we are done.
You made that easy. Easy breezy. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
What was that, man? All right.
As if. All right. We have a little, where we live, we have an apartment downstairs. And so last week I brought the person staying with us from the shop. They have little mini ones, little individual ones, and they just loved it. So I think I might get another one today. I know. Yeah. Yeah.